And here we go, ready to start another exciting varsity matchup. They're getting more exciting the longer these matches go on. The two wrestlers aggressively start out as the two both go out of bounds, as they both aggressively try to gain position through the grapple, but proved unsuccessful. So we back in the neutral position, and they go up a weight class as the two continue to grapple position, as the King Philp Warrior grabs the leg of his opponent, but is forced to drag him out of bounds, and the score will remain scoreless in this particular matchup, as the two again aggressively grappling each other, trying to gain position and gain some points and put them on the board. The two seem evenly matched so far. The Canton wrestler goes low, but doesn't prove to be effective to him, as he is now in the half Nelson and is now in a full Nelson, but is forced out of bounds by the King Philp Warrior amateur wrestler. So we'll be back in the neutral position with 1:15 left to play in this first period of varsity amateur wrestling action. As the two shove each other off one by one, trying to see who will gain the advantage in this battle of defensive amateur wrestling. The King Philp Warrior forces his opponent close to the out of bounds. They're on the line, the outer circle, and it looks to be that they were just out of bounds. And 2 points will be gained for the King Philp amateur wrestler, as King Philp will be on top of the Canton Bulldogs defender to start this next set, as we are still in the first period of play. The headlock is clear on. It was on. The Canton Bulldog defender, it turned into a half Nelson, is now back into a headlock and is now into a half Nelson. The variety moves that is now into close to it. It is now in a half Nelson. He is trying to get control of the other arm of the Canton defender, who escapes back to a vertical base. These two are very evenly matched, perhaps the most evenly matched teams, the most evenly matched wrestlers we have seen all night in this amazing display of action, as the Canton Bulldog wrestler is taken out of bounds as he is thrown by his leg, but is proved unsuccessful, unlike their last matchup that we did see. At the end of the first period, the score of this particular matchup is the King Philp Warrior amateur wrestler 2, the Canton Bulldog amateur wrestler 1. So to start the second period, green will be on the bottom, and the King Philp Warrior will start on the top, as we here start the second period of action. The King Philp Warrior grabs the left leg of his opponent, but that is a 2 points for the wrestler from Canton, as the leg grab proves to be successful for his second. Is the first successful time that the King Philp Warrior gets points off of the leg lift, and the score will be tied at 3 in this particular matchup, as the King Philp Warrior goes to the sideline to get fixed up by the medical team. So here we are with the Canton Bulldogs amateur wrestler getting advice from his coach, as he has performed very well, making sure that he is not pinned in this very evenly matched amateur wrestling bout. Perhaps the most evenly matched of the night. And here comes the King Philp wrestler back for some more action in this second period of play. Here we go, both players start in the neutral position with the vertical base. And the King Philp Warrior spikes his opponent out of the ring, out of the ring, and gains 2 points in the process, putting him up 5-3 in this particular matchup. 119. Let's go in this period. King Philp will start on top, trying to get a pin onto his opponent. The Canton Bulldog looking to get out of the predicament that he is currently in, which is the suplex position. He has the half Nelson locked onto him, but he is now shoved off of his opponent. And that is a point for the Bulldog, as it is 5-4. And both are shoved out of the circle, and they are forced to be back in the neutral position. Five to 4 the score in this particular matchup. King Philp's amateur wrestler is in the lead as we are closing in on the end of this period. The spike down onto the ground uses the King Philp Warrior as he gains 2 points off of that amazing maneuver and into the chin lock. Which is, yes, it is still a chin lock and it is trying to form into a half Nelson, which is one arm pinned behind the back of the opponent, and that is 2 points for the Bulldogs as he is very, very close to a pinning predicament. He almost had a near fall there. That'll be the end of the period with the score 7-6 in favor of the King Philp Warrior. The Bulldogs almost had a pin at the end of that period. And here we go. And Canton will start on top to start this third period of play as they are trailing by 1 point in this particular matchup. They're trailing by 12 in the total series as the Bulldog has the very good clutch onto the neck, but is brought down by the King Philp Warrior, who has him in the half Nelson. Actually, he has him in the full Nelson, where he has both arms between the shoulder blade and the arm. He has him through the armpits of his opponent. The Bulldog with the reversal gets 2 points, putting it at 10-8, the total score in this particular matchup. And that is a near fall, and we'll see if that is a pin. Both shoulders are on the mat, and that is a pin. And the Bulldog bench goes crazy for their first pin in a quite long time. And the Bulldogs cut the lead in half of the King Philp Warriors. What great show of sportsmanship, technicality, wrestling, and perseverance by the Bulldogs as they get the pin. And it is their first pin in quite a very long time, cutting the King Philp lead in half.